First of all, I just want to start by saying thank you, God. You know, um, I'm just so thankful. In a lot of my videos, I always start by saying thank you, God. And I didn't know how thankful I am till the more I found out about being a target individual and how common what I'm experiencing is systematic. I'm just thankful I didn't grow up like this trash that participate in this. I didn't know how much of a default it was when it comes to the participant in this program. There's a lot of teenage participants that I'm just thankful I didn't grow up in that, because I couldn't live life like that. It's even better to suffer and burn and whatever it is that we go through as target individual. They live like this trash. This trash that these participants just show how easy it is to be involved in this. The last few videos, and I didn't have that much, and they're draining me, they're fatiguing me, and they destroy my body, so it's even harder to make videos. But with the help of technology, not even technology, but like ChatGPT, not even like the AI type of like apps that basically can scrape the whole internet and give you basically what's happening, or giving you what's being said, I should say, has just made it clear more than ever. And you've seen my video, I was already like locked in on understanding the reality, but to have this aggregate aspect of how things are done as target individual, or at least what target individual claim is happening, and to hear how common things are, and to that reinforce things that was already reinforced about what they do, but to another level. Listen, target individual, I've said in many of my videos, there's a lot of teenage trash involved in this. But I didn't expect it to be that much of a default aspect of this program. I didn't expect that is what is the norm, like really like the norm. I knew I heard a lot about it, but I didn't know it was just such a like default aspect. It's like this is how it usually goes. And then I started looking at, asking Gemini, because there's a lot of trash teenager that what they're supposed to do is try to camouflage what's happening here. They're supposed to paint this like innocence about what's happening to target individual, even women. So for me, I've said it already, I will not see them as innocent. It will be bad. I'm scared that given the chance this trash do this something to me to try to play this game, is gonna go left so bad, and they have no clue. It will be so bad, I can tell. It will be so bad, and they're so disconnected. It will be so bad, because is the hatred become fanatic. It will be. They can't even comprehend the level of hatred you start having toward them. It's gonna be so bad. They're not even connected to the level of what you would do to them if they play this game that they've been playing remotely. Because at this point, even the way they talk, I understand that this is the typical things they do. They create this cognitive dissonance type of feeling where, as a target individual, you deal with this nasty manipulation. As I'm trying to say nasty manipulation, they try to make me say something else to just rewire. And then you hear this trash try to interact with you via V2K, or interacting with you via V2K, try to get you to accept what they want you to see this as, instead of the typical things. They just got frustrated. And then you hear this teenage trash. For me, I've noticed, and I've said it a long time, when they want my brain to be the most regressed, they send this teenage trash. And this teenage trash interacting with me via V2K know their task, that they're supposed to push me into a state of regression, of stupidity that's unparalleled. They take their job very seriously, but they gamify this. This gamify thing, that's what makes me, scares me, because they're gonna think that this game is a game and they're gonna die in front of me. And that's when the reality will be so dark that I'm scared, because I know I'm putting myself in the circumstance that I'm not gonna allow that. It's gonna be bad. And they use this perps that gamify things, or have this like brighty like ways of try to like minimize the fanaticness of it all, of how the target individual becomes so enraged. It's gonna be bad. And they were frustrated because they use this stupidity of language, of verbiage, to try to make me a freaking retard. Even yesterday I was on the call and this clown was like whispering a map and then turned off the camera. Like, listen, I work remotely, and so I deal with a lot of like remote calls, like Zoom calls and whatnot. And this guy, he would just try to like whisper like, what map, and then he turned off the. And I look at this clown like, you're a fucking idiot. A grown ass man, you think I'm gonna be an idiot? That's why they utilize these retards. And they've been using the word mapping as if like I don't know. Like the mapping aspect of things, when they do is they map your brain signal so they can they can lock it in and then implant the thought that they want you to have. And so I was listening to ChatGPT, and I was like, okay, so do target individual claim that their brain is becoming so manipulated that it's hard to distinguish their own thoughts from the thoughts they implant? And target individuals say, what it looks like is happening is your brain signal is matched, so they can capture that. So it can lock in. Because once they capture your brain signal, you will always be connected to this device that can then implant things into your brain. But before doing that, they have to capture all of those brain signals and match them and recreate them to be exactly the same, so they can lock in your brain to this device. And once this match is complete, then they can start putting in whatever they want. And that's the kind of matching we're talking about here. So this trash retards heard how this thing was said. And they used this teenage childish individual, which is nothing new. Of course, I know what it meant. Not only they match the brain signal, they can match they start off matching or mapping, I should say, your brain, so they can know, okay, this part of the brain, if you manipulate that, stimulate that, guess what's gonna happen? Sexual stimulation, fear is gonna happen. That's what. So obviously, it's clear that what they do is they try to, first of all, connect to your brain so they can alter your brain. So they need to match and map your brain signals so they can recreate that. And they also clearly have to map the brain to know, okay, this part of the brain does this thing. So if we do this stimulation, we stimulate that part of the brain, it's going to get fears, it's going to get anxiety, it's going to get stimulations. That's what we're talking about. It's about controlling the mind. So when the terms matching and map is used in the way it should be used, the reason why this is happening is because they try to capture your brain signal, because they try to map your brain so they can know what part of your brain can be stimulated. These clowns, this teenage trash, this default aspect of this gang stalking, of this mobbing, of this perps via V2K start interacting with you and go into this regress way, and they make themselves talk very childish. Like, we matched your brain, we matched it. And that's how they start talking. We matched it. Talking in this way, in a regress way, purposely, even if they're actually children. They purposely talk like that, like a joyful, and it's one thing to try to agitate you clearly and also make you more regressed. And so to have this technology, I should say this chat, because when I say technology, there's a difference here. I'm talking about the ChatGPT or AI Gemini, which is like the ChatGPT version. It's like the Google version of ChatGPT, Gemini. And I like that better because it seems like it's less trying to be safe. It gives you all the, because this ChatGPT, they're gonna start seeing a pattern and be like, okay, well, this guy, we don't want him to become, target individual. They're gonna try to skew that to stop thinking that way, right? But the Gemini gives you like some raw information about what's commonly being said by target individual, the claims, and everything matches. Talking about matching, that's matching. Everything they do to me has been matched. Others have said the exact same thing. Everything. Right now they try to create mental battle, but I'll get to that point. Let me just say this. My hatred has grown. It is almost insulting at the same time to find out that these clowns, all they're doing, the foulness, the extreme foulness is all they've done to others. To find out the level of common or frequency, or how frequent teenage shit are involved in this program. Not only that, teenage shit and these young adults. That this is part of the typical thing. This facade, but not only the typical thing, but this disgustingness. One thing I've been saying a lot in my video, they tell me how they're gonna frame me. And the frame has been disturbing. That they've been saying they're gonna frame me. They told me that they're gonna have some child or some, I don't even want to call it, like I say, I don't want to humanize them, because when I face these people, it's gonna be something else. These non-adults will play rape victims. They will act like they're victimized. And they also say that they're going to play child porn. These frames are known in this program because other target individuals are claiming that this is happening to them. Especially the child porn thing. This trash. It's funny how they're like, yeah, it become P rape. And they say P as pedophile. I was like, no, it's a bunch of pedophiles that rapes, torture, torment, and destroy the life of many. These pedophiles have this trashy teenage shit, these bottom feeders that participate in that. These little nothings that gamify something that will kill them, given the chance. Not only kill them, blackout kill. Beyond, like, it won't even be, it will be a rage. These clowns are known to do these things to even women. These pedophiles are certified beyond, like, at every level. And on top of that, using child porn as a way to, you understand what they are to children. Then using this trash that I don't even want to call children, this non-adults, non-human, non-adult trash. They're supposed to agitate you, gaslight you into accepting the fantasized reality and using their regress way to let them live. No. They only crank up the crash out state. That's it. That's all they're doing. I guarantee you. It's going to be bad. They're just preparing for a kamikaze kind of situation. And the more you expose them for what they're part of, what they're really part of, not what they're trying to, and not expose them because they know what they're part of. What I should say, when what they're part of is undeniable, the foulness is undeniable. All these things they've been trying to create is just been a way to cover up the reality. This is a program led by the government. The governmental entities are utilizing human beings as test subjects, and they're doing terrible things, including cooking the children's genitals. To hear testimonials of women saying they're finding burn marks or burn spots on the genitals of the children, and you hear this teenage trash, this not even teenage, this non-adult trash trying to negate. It's like, yeah, not real. I was like, okay, you see, why would I not want to crash out when I see you? Thinking that her childishness is going to negate that, because it paints the reality of what this trash are part of. That it's so bad that they even burn the genitals of children. That's their meanness. That's their evil. That's the foulness we're dealing with here. The evil that can burn genitals of children and use this non-human, non-adult trash to try to negate them. But then try to paint this as something else. You know, my mind is so disgustingly manipulated. They did this thought manipulation. That's so obvious how being manipulated. It's not even the non-distinguishable manipulation. They do. There's a lot of my thoughts. I know them, but sometimes they make it too obvious, right? They start making me think of this woman, making me imagine me having sex with this woman or me being with this woman, and then start arousing me. And it's a fake stimulation. I could tell that was not even real. But then start making me think of little children's feet. And they have done these things where they rewire my brain. And you know how women have like this ankle bracelets? Now they make me imagine this when little kids, little girls have those. And then flip those. That's like the way you will see a woman's ankle bracelet to these babies. And they will start making me think of that, and they start aiming the stimulation they make me have toward that. What I say I know doesn't make sense, but there's a lot of thought manipulation that's so degrading, while at the same time timing it with sexual arousals. And then this trash, because what they do is when they manipulate you in these degrading ways, they want me, in my case, in what's happened to me, they try to make it feel like it's not, well, this is not just me. They do that to other target individuals. But with me, the way they try to make me subscribe to this manipulation specifically is like, no, remember what you did as a kid. Did she kiss it? Try to bring up something that didn't happen when I was a child, but something I did to myself. That, the kiss, they try to make me think of that. To make me accept of this way that they manipulate me to think. Thinking that's going to make me subscribe to that disgusting trash. And this is something that they've been exposed of doing on a routinely level. They force people to be able to pull up a percentage of target individuals who claim that this type of manipulation that's pedophilia-centric is so high that about 40 to 60% are saying the same thing. That at least half of all target individuals are saying the same thing. And see how common they do this nasty manipulation. And still try to battle this. Like, no, with you. Matter of fact, we made that, yeah, no, but you're the other half we're not doing that too. And use this regress trash. It's like, with you, no, you, it's fate. You, it's just the fate that we didn't have to do that. We just do that to the other half. I'm like, fuck you, bunch of retards. Can you imagine these clowns? And they try to gaslight you. So, no, with you, it's fate. You just, like, we didn't have to do that. It's just, you just, like, we're just matching. Fuck. And they want me to go with the stupidity that a high percentage of target individuals deal with this manipulation, but with me, no, we do that about half the times, but not with you. Trash as a bunch of pedophiles known to be rewiring the brain this way. And you know, they say between 40 to 60, so it could most likely be even over the half. It's disgusting trash. Can you imagine? And like, now with you, it's fate, so it's just fuck you. You know, at one point they're like, yeah, now we just got lucky with you, we didn't have you know how retarded you want me to be? Come. I'm definitely not gonna think you guys are do this typical thing you do to others. The common thing you do to others. Come on. That you're not manipulating the brain the way you normally do it at a high percentage. Send this to retards, that's the default retarders. Thank you, God. This is a high percentage of target individuals dealing with the same thing. And they're describing exactly what I'm describing. To the T. To literally, I just listened to the 2-3 days ago. I have videos that describe exactly what these people are saying. And they still try to gaslight me, make that mistake. And then I found out the horrible things they do to women and children. Listen, they've been talking about